Today is Dyno Day. Today is Dyno Day, but there's a little catch. I'd really like to have the RPM be picked up off the bike rather than, you know, trying to do it through the rollers or whatever, because you always get a better and more accurate reading. And what we have here is that I had two wiring harnesses made. One of them we were going to put on the Motomillion Street Fighter V4 for whatever future date. One is going to be on this bike. What this will accomplish is it'll allow us to be able to take an RPM lead off the bike without taking half the bike apart, because if you don't have this, you got to lift the tank. There's a complete wiring harness on the side of the bike that you got to remove the loom, pull the wire out. It's not what I want to do to an SP2. That's why we had these made. But enough talking, let me start on this because it is going to take a little while. And we got Michael Knight helping me today, so.
Cheap labor.
Yeah, very cheap labor.
Where's the three? You have it? So what should I help you with? You have the two.
Emotional support.
Yeah,
exactly. See guys, that's what cheap labor is. He came, took one bolt off and just walked away.
Guys, don't buy Ducati. Your balls are gonna be hot. You don't have a, you know, quick release, and it costs just 40,000. Plus, you need to spend 10K on the exhaust.
It's not 10K, 8,200 I think is the full Titan.
10K retail, you know, 82 Motomillion.
No, it's 82 retail. Regardless of Motomillion or retail, it's expensive.
This is what I'm helping here.
I don't know, emotional support. Exactly. So Michael was complaining about some of the welds on the tank, because we all know Michael loves BMWs, so we usually make a joke about it, saying if something is not done right in Italy, it was done on a Friday afternoon. It actually has a date stamp on the tank.
So it was done on Thursday.
Ah, so because Friday was a holiday.
Probably Friday was a holiday. Probably Friday was a holiday. It was done on Thursday, but for sure Thursday afternoon.
Look, this is like this.
Oh, they just put these.
So we put it here, and then they take the lead from this. Coil 4. So when we close this, when we get there, they could just open this up, take the wire, whatever they need. Okay, that's it. It wasn't too hard. Good, starts, yeah. You know, it's cylinder deactivation. That's why I put in gear and the sound changes.
Oh, I wanted to ask about that.
Yeah, that's why I said to put in gear, because
These two cylinders.
So
yeah.
it safe fuel?
It's for emissions. So the bike's back together, but let me show you guys what we did. The harness that we installed basically gives us access to the wires on the coil. So in correct terms, it's just an extension for the coil, and we went into the fourth cylinder. And if you come around, look right here. So those cables that you see in there, the red and yellow cables, those are the extension of that ignition coil cable. Now, when we go to dyno, instead of doing what we did, pull everything off and get to the ignition coil, all you do is you open up this side panel here, and they'll attach the coil. Well, they'll attach the RPM pulse sensor, or whatever it's called, into those wires, then we're good to go. We have a special guest. We got Michael Knight's S1000RR with us. We're also gonna put that bike on the dyno. Once we get there, we'll maybe do a quick walk around on the bike to let you guys know what it has. So let's just get on the road, get to the dyno, and get some numbers. So guys, the bike's in there. Paul got it all set up. We went through the electronics, turned stuff off that we're supposed to. Now it's predictions time. And we're gonna start with Leo. Leo, what do you think it's gonna do on the dyno? Don't forget it's wheel horsepower, not the crank.
195. It's
Okay.
Is that a good number?
Let's say 182.
Okay.
We'll say 193.
193?
So I looked it up. So the bike is supposed to be rated at 215.5 crank. And if I take 10% off, 194 to 195 is what my predictions are going to be. And Daniel, what's yours?
189.
189, okay.
Okay.
I hope it's low. It'll make the R1 look really good. That's really good. So this is rated at 215.5, right? You take 10% off, that's the right number.
Good, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. 195 stock with no mileage, with no nothing, it's a lot.
Not really. It's perfect. It's the right temper, take 10% off?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we were missing. This is the thing. We came out.
No, it's not. It's
You found it.
black.
No,
it's supposed to be black.
because it turned color. Because of the heat.
Spare parts?
Yeah, yeah.
When you dropped in the tail or something like that?
Spare parts,
Falling off a Ducati? Oh shit. Edward hasn't worked on this thing, has he?
Anyway, so it's prediction time, guys. The BMW is up on there. So ideally,
205. That's what I want, 205.
I was going to say, I'm going to say 204.9.
I want 205.
What do you say for the BMW?
I think 205.
205.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna go over 207. I'll say 210.
Alright, 210.
Wow.
Daniel,
If I
what's
do
your
210, if I do 210, I pay dinner.
What dinner? Where? Joe's car?
No. Pollo tropical.
What are you saying, Daniel? What do you think?
I think 210.
Nah.
He wants dinner too. Yeah, pollo.
Let's look at it. And what does it have? We have the Brand Tuning Stage 2 flash. You have the carbon intake.
We have the full carbon intake. The IAT is relocated. It's part of the
Filter
Stage
is
2
the
flash.
F1 filter?
The filter is not the F1 filter. It's the
PO8.
PO8.
PO8
It's the
filter.
PO8 is the street filter actually, and
The stacks.
yeah, it has the Alpha Racing all airbox, and it has the Venturi stack.
Yeah.
So they're from Alpha Racing, but you know, whatever other people saying that the Venturi stacks actually, you know, don't make maybe the top peak power, but it should supposed to make the more power throughout the whole range,
Alpha had sent me
like a racing, you know, power
Yeah.
that you can use throughout the more RPM, not just the peak power, you know.
Yeah, so I
Let's
think
see.
it's going to be 200, over 200 for sure. Unless you broke the bike again.
maybe doing
And how many miles does it
doing
have?
burnout.
How many miles do you have on the engine already? Because it's a new engine in there.
I would say 600.
Okay. For those who don't know, there was a timing chain recall on BMWs. It all started.
It was timing chain tensioner recall on
Oh
the
yeah, it
Dynos.
started off because of this guy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, you got a brand new engine. In.
Thank you. Yeah, brand new engine and 6 months not having a bike and having it for the recall. By the way, thank you very much for all the repair to Zach. He did an amazing job and he get it very fast. So the very fast means 6 months. If I have it in the other dealership, it will be probably 2.5 years.
And
you know,
650E, of course, you brought the bike down for it. Hey, they came together, right?
we don't take nothing to eat. Yeah, I owe him a pizza.
Chicken in it.
You happy, Mike?
Yeah, 207 is nice, of course.
Guys, this bike put down 195.8 and Michael's beautiful S1000, the 207 on the dyno, 207.06. We'll put up the charts for you guys. Makes me really happy. Why? Because it validates the dyno that we're using to show real world numbers. Our R1 and R1M did 198 and 197 horsepower on this dyno, which is huge numbers for an R1. And again, it shows the accuracy of this dyno. Why? Because if you say this bike has 10% drivetrain loss and the bike is 215.5 rated at the crank, it's bang on within the range of 195 wheel. And also, we all know that these bikes make great power, and Michael Knight's bike has a lot of stuff. The Stage 2 flash, the Alpha Racing airbox with the lower stacks. The airbox has gold tape, full Acura exhaust, has the IAT relocation kit, and the flapper remover. And on top of it, he has the carbon intake, not this front part, but the whole intake is carbon on this bike. Also the PO8 filter, and that 207 horsepower was within the range of what we were expecting. Overall, it was a beautiful day to be on the dyno. The humidity kind of helped us. Today is only 40% humidity. And all in all, it makes us very happy, as I mentioned. If you haven't checked out that R1 video, check it out, the R1 shootout video on the dyno. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one.